Fear, stress, negative thoughts, we all experience them, but here's the truth. Happiness doesn't come from a life free of fear. It comes from learning how to face and transform those emotions into strength.
Welcome to episode 9 of the Human series, Overcoming Fear and Negative Emotions, How to Build Emotional Resilience. Let's start with this. Fear isn't a flaw.
It's actually a survival mechanism. For thousands of years, fear kept our ancestors alive, warning them of danger and pushing them to act. The problem today? Our brains still react as if deadlines, social rejection, or financial stress are life or death threats. This constant alarm system floods us with cortisol, the stress hormone. Over time, it can damage our health and cloud our judgment. But here's the hopeful part. We can retrain our brains to handle fear in healthier, calmer ways.
So how do we do this? So how can we actually develop emotional resilience? One of the most well-studied approaches is called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short.
CBT is a type of therapy that shows us how our thoughts, feelings, and actions are all connected. CBT teaches us that our thoughts strongly influence how we feel. Our feelings then impact what we do. For example, if a thought pops into your head like, "I'm definitely going to mess up this presentation," you'll probably start to feel anxious or stressed. That anxious feeling can then affect your actions, maybe making you stumble over your words or forget what you wanted to say. But if you learn to reframe that thought and tell yourself, "This is an opportunity to share my ideas and I don't have to be perfect," you might feel calmer and more confident. As a result, you're likely to do a better job. This ability to change how we interpret our thoughts, called reframing negative thoughts, is a fundamental skill for building resilience.
Another essential ingredient is acceptance.
Instead of ignoring negative feelings or trying to force them away, resilience means giving those emotions some space and then thoughtfully choosing how you want to respond. Think of it like sailing a boat. You can't control which way the wind blows, but you can adjust your sails to move forward. Resilience is about making those adjustments in response to life's challenges. Throughout history, countless people have shown how resilience transforms lives. Survivors of trauma who went on to inspire others, soldiers who found peace through therapy and mindfulness, everyday people who overcame job loss, heartbreak, or illness, emerging stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Consider Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison yet emerged without bitterness. Instead of choosing revenge, he chose reconciliation, using resilience not just for himself, but to help heal a nation divided by injustice. Another inspiring story is that of Bethany Hamilton, a professional surfer who lost her arm in a shark attack. What could have ended her life in the ocean became a new beginning. With determination, she returned to competitive surfing, showing the world that resilience is about adapting, persevering, and refusing to let setbacks define you. We also see resilience in communities rebuilding after natural disasters, neighbors uniting, finding strength in each other, and proving that resilience is not only an individual trait, but also a collective power. These stories remind us, resilience is not about being unbreakable, it's about learning how to bend and rise again.
So how can we apply this in daily life? Here are simple, science-backed steps.
1. Mindful breathing. When fear takes over, pause. Breathe slowly. In through the nose for 4 seconds, hold for 4, out through the mouth for 6. This calms your nervous system and quiets racing thoughts. 2. Self-compassion. Instead of judging yourself for feeling afraid, try talking to yourself as you would to a close friend. "It's okay to feel this. I'm doing my best." Research shows self-compassion reduces anxiety and builds resilience. 3. Journaling. Writing down your fears takes them out of your head and puts them on paper. This gives perspective, and often the fear shrinks when you see it clearly. 4. Reframing practice. Each time you catch a negative thought, challenge it. Is this fact or fear speaking? Then replace it with a more balanced, empowering perspective.
Practice these steps regularly. Small repetitions build resilience.
Resilience doesn't come overnight. It grows in small daily steps. Every time you face a challenge with patience, every time you pause before reacting, every time you choose kindness toward yourself, you are building an inner strength that no storm can take away. Fear and negative emotions will always visit us, but they don't have to control us. Resilience is the key to living, not without fear, but beyond fear. Thank you for joining me in episode 9 of the Human series. If this episode inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to help spread this message of resilience and growth. What if your happiness could change not just your life, but the world around you? In episode 10, we'll bring everything together. The ripple effect of kindness. How personal happiness inspires global change. The power of compassion, sustainability, and living in harmony with nature. Because the truth is this, when we nurture happiness within ourselves, we light the path for a better, kinder world. Remember to stay kind, stay curious, and stay human.